من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن وأحصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة وتلك حدود الله ومن يتعد حدود الله فقد ظلم نفسه لا تدري لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا فإذا بلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو فارقوهن بمعروف وأشهدوا ذوي عدل منكم وأقيموا الشهادة لله ذلكم يوعظ به من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا واللائي يئسن من المحيض من نسائكم إن ارتبتم فعدتهن 3 أشهر واللائي لم يحضن وأولاة الأحمال أجلهن أن يضعن حملهن ومن يتق الله يجعل له من أمره يسرا ذلك أمر الله أنزله إليكم ومن يتق الله يكفر عنه سيئاته ويعظم له أجرا أسكنوهن من حيث سكنتم من وجدكم ولا تضاروهن لتضيقوا عليهم وإن كن أولات حمل فأنفقوا عليهن حتى يضعن حملهن فإن أرضعن لكم فآتوهن أجورهن وأتمروا بينكم بمعروف وإن تعاسرتم فسترضع له أخرى لينفق ذو سعة من سعته ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق مما آتاه الله لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا عتت عن أمر ربها ورسله فحاسبناها حسابا شديدا وعذبناها عذابا نكرا فذاقت وبال أمرها وكان عاقبة أمرها خسرا أعد الله لهم عذابا شديدا فاتقوا الله يا أولي الألباب الذين آمنوا قد أنزل الله إليكم ذكرا رسولا يتلو عليكم آيات الله مبينات ليخرج الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات من الظلمات إلى النور ومن يؤمن بالله ويعمل صالحا يدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا قد أحسن الله له رزقا الله الذي خلق 7 سماوات ومن الأرض مثلهن يتنزل الأمر بينهن لتعلموا أن الله على كل شيء قدير وأن الله قد أحاط بكل شيء علما.
As the gender war rages on, in order to keep the peace, we must discuss the exact facts. Welcome to Exactly. I'm your host, Saudi Man. Remove your shoes and enter upon your right foot, upon the right state of mind, bi'idhnillah. Topic: the trophy wife. Chastity versus exclusivity. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, Brother Abdul Wali. Alhamdulillah. So, the trophy wife, chastity versus exclusivity. When we begin, we must define trophy wife, because this is an English term. I don't know of any Arabic equivalent to it, so we will go off the English terminology. And surprisingly, the definition given by English speakers, more notably non-Muslims, is something to be pondered upon. Now, define trophy wife: a young, attractive wife regarded as a status symbol for an older man. So they initially define trophy wife as a younger wife. Some say 20 years younger than the man. And she is taken as a status symbol. Okay? Taken as a status symbol. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, Brother Matik McCall. And I remember watching, I don't know if this was the Little Rock, Arkansas speech that Walter D. Muhammad gave long time ago, But I remember him saying, look at my wife over there. Y'all see how young she is? Now y'all know the Imam still got it. And he laughed, you know. And people may say, oh, he was just joking. He was, a leader, of men, but he was amongst the people. He was just joking. Well, we as Muslims, we have certain etiquettes when it comes to our wives and family. Uh, you know, Kufar will approach each other and say, how's the wife? Or if they approach you with your wife within proximity, they'll grab your wife first. Malcolm X talked about that, how they tend to go for your wife first. They'll grab your wife first, and kiss on the cheek, and she'll kiss them and hug them and things like that. So, um, as Muslims, if I wanted to know how a person's wife was, I would say, how's the family? I would say family. And he would say the same for me. How's the family? You know, how's the wife and kids? Something like that. We generally say, usra, or family. Um, it's not like a Muslim or a believer to say, look at my wife. Look at my wife. You see how young she is? Now y'all know I still got it. That's not, something that we would typically do. And just this topic alone, it reminded me of something I heard Walter Dean say, and something I saw him do. Okay, this was on a video. So, with that being said, what is the role? I define trophy wife, a young, attractive wife regarded as a status symbol for an older man. They say up to 20, not up to, but 20 years older, the man would be than her. Okay, the role. What is the role of a trophy wife? To make her spouse look good. See, Islamically, we can take that. We can take that an Islamic way too. To make her spouse look good. Okay, in public, she plays a role of an attractive. Now we're going off the rails. Okay, she plays the role of an attractive, cultured woman to reinforce her husband's wealth and influence. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, Brother Khalid Lloyd. To reinforce her husband's wealth and influence. Kevin Samuels spoke about hiring women of the night. Of course, we don't follow his sunnah or his anything. We don't follow anything like that. Jawad, walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Not too late, Akhi. I just defined trophy wife, and now I'm talking about the role of a trophy wife. Okay, so he said that he was going to some big corporate shindig, function, and he took with him a beautiful escort that she had diction, she had some sense about herself, she wasn't a complete idiot. He took her, and people were really impressed that he took her, and they were impressed by her physically. They were impressed by her conversational wise, and he said he hit it off, and he did well at that corporate shindig because of her. And he was not, being a Kafir, of course, he was not averse to hiring a woman of the night, to carry out certain functions and things like that. So, so they said to make the role of a trophy wife is to make her husband look good in public. She plays a role of an attractive, cultured woman to reinforce her husband's wealth and influence. And this is what happened in regards to that Kevin Samuels incident I just briefly mentioned. Okay, so when it comes to a trophy wife, Islamically we say, "Wow, man, we Muslims, we ain't doing no trophy wives," but then there is an aspect of trophy wife Islamically. Well, I'll explain. Okay, when it comes to a trophy wife, are we talking about chastity or chastity? Some say chastity or exclusivity, or both. Now, chastity is described as strange men that do not have knowledge of her. And knowledge, we're talking about carnal knowledge. We're talking about physical, snuggle. They don't have snuggle knowledge of her. Okay? So that's chastity. Okay, she's not known like that. As muhsanat was defined by Omar radiallahu an, Ibn al-Khattab radiallahu an, he said that this is a woman that is not known to be loose in society. Okay, the muhsanat, the chaste woman. Okay, uh, so chastity. Okay, she's not known like that. Okay, exclusivity. She's not like the Kevin Samuels example where he hired her for the night, literally for the night. Okay, uh, uh, and you know, exclusivity meaning that she's only for you. This woman that Kevin Samuels had was for hire. You know. So anyway, so chastity meaning that she guards, her, self from blame and putting herself in awkward positions. So her reputation would not be soiled. And exclusivity means that when she has a man, has a husband, she is only for him. Okay, she is only for him. So the trophy wife, okay, men won't visually enjoy a Muslimah trophy wife. A Muslimah trophy wife, men won't get to visually enjoy her, but she is, he's proud of her. Okay, she makes him look good. He's proud of her. You know, she's mutahajibat, if not munakaba. She wear not just hijab head to toe. She's straight. She's not showing off her zina, her physical or her womanly treasures, and she is, uh, you know, he's with her, and and he feels proud to be with this woman who is guarded from the eyes and the imaginations of these vultures out here. These vultures. Okay, so so Islamically, from a certain perspective, that is a trophy wife. I'm proud of my hijabi wife. Okay, that's like a trophy wife. As they said, you think trophy wife is a small, blonde, blue-eyed, weigh 90 pounds, holding onto your arm, like when I was working at the Wax Museum. For those that remember the old school wrestling, Kerry Von Erich, the Von Erich brothers, Fitz Von Erich, the father. We had David, you had Kerry and Kevin Von Erich. I don't know if there was another one, a younger one maybe. They Kerry Von Erich came into the Wax Museum I was working at across from the Alamo here in San Antonio long ago. And he had this little bitty thing, maybe 90, 85 pounds. And his arms were massive, like some people's legs, his biceps, so and triceps, whatever. So she was holding on to his arm with two hands, and she couldn't even get her fingers to touch. She was holding on to it, and she's walking these little bitty heels, looked like she was tightrope walking almost. So nevertheless, that would be considered like a trophy wife from the Kufar's mindset, but from the Muslims' mindset, of course, you had the short skirt on and all that. So anyway, from a Muslim mindset, a trophy wife would be someone you walk around with and they make you proud. Not the haram proud. But I'm talking about you are honored to have her as a wife because she garners respect for you. That man. I was listening to one of the shorts or the snippets from Fresh and Fitna, and Fitna was talking about how men don't want a woman that's been on everybody's yacht. They want a woman that's only been on their yacht. They don't want a woman that drove in a couple of Bugattis. They want a woman that only has been in their Bugatti. She's looking around like she's out of space somewhere. And this is, I'm not quoting, I'm just saying, this is the gist of what they were talking about. A man enjoys exclusivity. Exclusivity. I was married several times. Never had to worry about even the thought of my wife cheating on me. You know what I'm saying? Never. That was like all the other stuff you have to worry about in a marriage in the West or wherever you are living. Never had to worry about that. Okay, never had to worry about that. But then you live and you learn and you come across different personalities and it makes you worry. you know. So anyway, with that being said, uh, the definition was a status symbol, and that's a symbol of a believing man. That's a symbol a believing woman, a believing family. That is a symbol, not like the kuffar would say. Okay, as a symbol. Uh, the kuffar say things like, uh, "As long as she only sleeps with me, I don't care what she wears." Again, I use the example. I pulled up. I was downtown San Antonio. Uh, Pulled up to a light, and people are walking in the crosswalk, and this Spanish guy and this Spanish girl, Latina, she's walking by, and she had the Daisy Dukes on, if y'all know what I'm talking about. And some of some of it was hanging out, and he looking at all the cars. He can't he not even crossing the street consistently. He's looking at all the cars like, don't look at my girl. Like, I'm like, man, what a pitiful animal. What a pitiful animal that lets his girl, wife, whatever she is, come outside like that, and he's mean mugging everybody's windshield. I got my one look. He's mean mugging everybody's windshield. You know, I guess, him getting beat up every day. There's an old Mad TV sketch where this guy is just totally weak, and he's defending his girl. He thinks everybody wants his girl. Everybody looking at his girl. It's just crazy, man. You gotta look. She needs to honor him and not put him in those situations where he gonna get mopped. Because if I'd have got out the car, if I would have took some type of offense at him mean mugging and not, dude, just walk, man. You know, if I would have took some type of offense, I would have got out. Because I used to be like to fight dude. So it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Brother Jawad says, let me see. I think there is talk about a master key and lock. Yeah, they said that a key, you know, that well, a lock that is only opened by one key is a you know is a good lock basically. A lock that is opened by any key is a crappy lock, and a key that can open any lock is a master key. That's like a man of affluence, and he can get any woman that he wants. But just as the time of the Sahabi, Sahabiya, uh, Sahabiya, she was approached by a man, and he said, "Will you marry me?" And he was a man of affluence. He was a man that was known in society. He was a man that was invited to Islam and said, "Nah, I'm good." One of the pagans, and he approached her and said, "Will you marry me?" She said, "I'm Muslim now. I can't marry a pagan." You know. She told him before that. She said, "No, women don't turn. You're not the type of man that women turn down." She said, "But I'm a believer." She said, "I'm not on that level. You're not the type of man that women turn down, but I'm over here. I'm on this side of the game." You know. So she said, "I cannot marry you because you're a pagan. I'm a believer." He said, "The only way I can marry you if you become Muslim." He went and took Shahada, the Shahada that he previously denied. He took Shahada. He came back. He said, "I'm Muslim now. Will you marry me?" She says, "Yeah, I'll marry you, and your Shahada is the dowry." See how easy that was? She didn't have a price tag on her head like a lot of women do today, which is another topic, okay? So, with that being said, yeah, a key that opens many locks is a master key. A lock that is only opened by one key is a good lock, and a lock that is opened by just any key is a crappy lock. So yeah. So that I might not be doing it verbatim justice, but that's the gist of what the lock and key scenario is. So the guy says, "Oh man, she can wear what she wanna wear," and I'm telling you, I'm a coach, and I got kids. They got parents, and these parents mostly kuffar. And I'm gonna tell you, man, their Facebook posts and things like that, man, it's like they're not even married. It's like they're not even married. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, I'm like, man, did they break up or are they into it? I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, man, why would a man allow his wife? Because these people are married, half are married. I'm like, why would a man allow his wife to post something, wearing something, doing something like that? It's crazy, man. It's bananas. So anyway, they think exclusivity. They're not worried about chastity. Chastity is out the window. They're looking for loose women. Okay. Uh, but they say, well, as long as she only sleeps with me, I'm the only one that's gonna get it. They like to say, look at my wife, look at my wife, look at her, look at her. Turn around, baby, turn around. They like that. They like their wife to go out fine and whatever else they call it, right? They like it. Other men uh, Google after their wives, Googling, goggling, and whatever you want to call it, after their wives. They like that. That's like status symbol for them. But for Muslim men, it's the exact opposite, the polar opposite. We want exclusivity and chastity together, combined. She's only for me, and what her wares, her zina, is only for my eyes. That's the believing woman. That is the true trophy. That is the true trophy. Not these little bitty, whatever, uh, high body count like a serial killer, you know? Not that. So anyway, so Janet Jackson married Wassam, whatever his name is, Wassam something, you know. Uh, he married the Arab Qatari, this Qatari Arab dude, billionaire, you know. Uh, Married him for a hot minute, had a child, I think she was like 105 years old when she had that child. She was way past her prime. Like ain't nobody was checking for Janet. She just had put out a video of her naked, her son bathing naked. Was it a video or a picture I heard about? And I think it was. I don't know. It was something. She was sunbathing in the nude. Uh, yeah, she was like 105 years old when she had that child. The child came out a teenager. You know. So anyway, yeah. Matter of fact, she was so old she gave birth to her grandchild. Hey, that's original. Anyway, so yeah. With that being said, yeah, she married with Sam, the billionaire Qatari Arab, for a hot minute. If the marriage lasted 3 years, she would get a certain, payout. So she waited until those years were up. As soon as it was up, she called for divorce and claimed to be oppressed and everything. Called the police on him one time. He was in California. Called the police on him to try to check on her 1 year old son, 17-month-old son, whatever. Police showed up and said, ain't no need to remove this child. This child is in good hands. So yeah, so all that drama, man, all that drama. So you can surmise that he married her because of her celeb status, and he probably always had a crush on her, probably since good times. You know what I'm saying? Probably had a crush on her since good times when she was Penny. But now she looked like the guy on the $100 bill. But she was Penny back then. But anyway, now she look like the guy on the penny, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, so you can celeb, always want to sleep with her. Probably, he married her. Alhamdulillah, he married her and things like that, and then they married almost like muta, like a 3 year marriage. But muta usually don't last that long. Uh, I don't know. Different Shias say different things, and I ain't full of Shias, so I don't get involved. But nevertheless, yeah. So this thing, she married him, whatever, and I'm sure he married her because of her celeb status, this fantasy thing, this fetish crush type thing that he had on her because she was way out of there. She was out of there. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, bismillahir rahim." It says that when it comes to the honor that the mutahajibat, the honor that a hijabi gives, the honor that a hijabi gives the believer stems from this. And let me check these comments real quick before I go into this verse. It says some men don't have control over their thirst. That's true. It says she is super old. That show was in the 70s and 80s. Yeah. So subhanAllah. So Allah Ta'ala says, he says, yeah, you had Nabi, O Prophet, tell your wives, your daughters, and the believing women in general, that they should, draw their veils over their bosoms, so on and so forth. And it says Allah Ta'ala gives us what's called the illah, the reason to be. Why is He telling the women to cover themselves? Okay, so this thing is really blurry right here. It says yudnina. Yudnina, what? Means to draw. Tell them to draw. Yudnina ala alayhinna, excuse me, alayhinna, over themselves. Alayhinna, over themselves. Draw what? Men what? Jalabibihinna. Okay? Jalabibihinna, jilbab. Let them draw their jilbabs over themselves. Okay? Let them draw over themselves there from their jilbab. Okay? Allah says, Dalika, that Adnan, okay, is more suitable. Okay? Adnan is more suitable, and that yu'rafna, okay, yu'rafna, they should be known. Arafa, to know, okay, that they should be known. Fala, and not what? And not what? Yu'thain, and not harassed, not harmed, not molested. So this is the reason for the covering. This is why believing men are honored when our wives covered, and we are angered when they do not cover. A man that does not become angry when his wife does not cover, or she shows her wares, not just her wife, but his women folk, his daughters, his aunts, his mom, his sisters. He gets angry when they do it. Only man that doesn't become angry is known as ad-dayuth. Ad-dayuth. La yarkhuluna jannah. Ad-dayuth. Okay? La yarkhuluna jannah thalatha. The third one is ad-dayuth. This man is worse than a pimp. He's worse than a procure. He's a person that feels no jealousy. He has no natural manly jealousy when it comes to his women folk being googled at, by strange eyes. So Allah Ta'ala ordained this cover for believing women, and it's an honor for them. It is an honor for who marries them. It is an honor for the family of them. But as far as the kuffar with their trophy wives, they want you, look, moose knuckle, look at the backside, look at the caboose, look at this, look at that. Oh man, subhanAllah. Yeah, it's crazy. It's bananas out here in these streets. Okay, in these naked streets. So to sum it up, a trophy wife for the kuffar is a wife you can look at. They also have a price. You might can borrow their wives. It's not beyond possibility. Okay. A trophy wife for the believers is a wife that you are honored to be with, to be in public with, so on and so forth. Okay, so that pretty much sums that up. Since there are no more comments or questions or concerns, we will go to our delusional dating profile of the week. Now, which one am I looking for? Let me see. Which one am I looking for? You know what? I'm gonna bring it up artificially because I think that I'm not sure what I'm doing right here. Okay. Oh, I didn't gave up too much. Oh man, I didn't show the whole thing. Ugh. Anyway, so let me scoot to the side a little bit. This is Michelle 44. Now, can y'all got to decipher through the confusion? Just moved to Austin, looking to get to know the city. I'm in a non-monogamous relationship, so we understand what that is. We date separately. She can go and be with any man that doesn't, any man that doesn't, that can stomach it. She can be with him, and he can go around and be with any. And I'm sure they're not exclusively male, female. I think they can be with anything moving, anything that can't run fast enough. I think this is what their relationship entails. Okay, we date separately. I live with my platonic life partner. How is it, see, I don't know if it's a he, but let's assume it's a he. How is he a life partner and platonic? I'm looking for something casual, but with connection. She's looking for a chef. She's looking for a chef. She's looking for somebody in the culinary arts. She's looking for somebody that works at a grocery store. She's looking for somebody that works at a restaurant, preferably has stock in that restaurant. That's what she's looking for. She's looking for a baker that owns a bakery, or somebody with high managerial status in a bakery. Okay? She's looking for somebody with a food cart. You think I'm playing? Yeah, she's a stand-up comedian. I bet you she do 60-second shows, cause she can't stand up for too long. I bet you her sets are 60 seconds. Cause I can imagine her being a stand-up comedian standing up for too long. So all of that confusion, this is what you get. All of that confusion, that's what you get. A non-monogamous relationship. Living with a platonic life partner as a roommate. Looking for something casual. They date separately, but she's looking for something casual. You're looking to date the Hulk. You need to find Bruce Banner, make him angry, and then go on a date. And man, look, bruh. SubhanAllah. Okay. I'm going to stop playing. Anyway, that's all I have. That was the delusional dating profile of the week. And this was your brother Saad Imam for Exactly. I'll be at you next week, inshallah, with a two-parter. It's a two-part series dealing with a topic that I could not, it comes in two parts because I could not do it in, one part. I could not do it in one part. And let me give you the title. I don't know why I did this. I was doing some stuff for the team. It's okay. This is the one I'm going to go with. The first one will be the myth of the male feminine energy. The myth of male feminine energy versus, masculine energy, I guess. But I left it with ellipsis versus ellipsis. Okay. And then part two will be from the same thing, the real toxic masculinity. What is the real toxic masculinity? Okay. So that's going to be part two. So we're going to do that. I might do them part one and part two as one part, or I may split them within the week. It depends on what my notes say. I don't want to drag it on too long, as long as I have in the past. I want to drag it on too long, but I will give each topic, inshallah ta'ala, justice. Bi'idnillah. So this has been your brother Saad Imam for Exactly. I bid you adieu. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.